Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you all are doing well. Let's begin by imagining a scenario of two countries. Suppose country A and country B, where country A produces beautiful clothes but struggles to grow food, and whereas country B can produce food such as rice very easily. So country A decides to exchange its beautiful cloth with country B for rice. Life was going smoothly for both the countries, but one day country A decides to stop this exchange and grow foods on its own, even though it's costlier and time consuming. But why this decision and what's the impact of its decision? Today we are going to discuss about this. This is Soeda Shagin Akhtar, lecturer of economics at the School of Business, Bangladesh Open University. Joining me is
This is Naima Sultana, lecturer of marketing, School of Business, Bangladesh Open University.
Dear students, today's content is derived from the International Economics course bearing the course code BBA 8341. You know, this program has been specially designed for the BBA students of Bangladesh Open University, but the students of PMBA and MBA can also benefit from this content.
So, dear students, it would be best to have some paper and pen with you before we begin today's discussion. And as always, if you are facing any problems, you are requested to reach to your designated course instructor from School of Business, Bangladesh Open University. So, Shagin, let's get started.
Yes, Naima, thank you. So, students, let's start with a basic concept. What is free trade? Free trade refers to a system where the country doesn't impose any kind of barriers such as tariffs, quotas or any restrictions on import or export. It promotes open exchange of goods and services between the countries.
Exactly. Free trade encourages countries to specialize in the goods they produce most efficiently based on their competitive advantage, which leads to increased efficiency, lower the prices and greater consumer services. For example, we can think about China. China excels at producing electronical goods while USA specializes in producing software. Now, both the countries can exchange goods and benefit from the free trade based on their comparative advantage.
So, Naima, the foundation of this free trade comes from the classical economists Adam Smith and David Ricardo. So, Smith's theory of absolute advantage suggests that if a country can produce a good or service more efficiently than its competitor using the same resources or the same amount using fewer resources, then the country should specialize in producing that good only.
Yes. And David Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage builds on this, saying that even if a country has absolute advantage in all goods, still it can gain benefit from the products it has a specialization in producing efficiently compared to other goods. For example, country A is better at producing both cars and textiles than country B. So, country A has a specialization in producing textiles. So, that is why country A should focus on producing textiles. On the other hand, country B should focus on producing cars. By this, both the countries can exchange goods again and they can gain benefit from the trade.
Now, my dear students, let's talk about another concept, which is protectionism. Protectionism involves imposing restrictions on foreign trades. It involves imposing techniques such as quotas, subsidies and tariffs to protect or shield the domestic industry from international competition.
There are several arguments in favor of protectionism, such as by restricting imports, protectionism helps domestic industries to protect jobs. Also, protectionism ensures that vital industries like defense, energy, it should not be dependent on the foreign industries. Additionally, some developing countries use protectionism to prevent new industries until they become competitive globally. For example, India imposes high tariffs on agricultural imports to protect their farmers and also ensuring job efficiency of the agricultural employees.
However, Naima, protectionism also has some drawbacks. One of the significant drawbacks is higher prices for the consumers. Tariffs make imported goods expensive.
We can also talk about the underdeveloped countries. In underdeveloped countries, protectionism also plays a very important role in supporting their economic development. And by imposing trade barriers, the large industries, they are actually giving time to the infant industries to grow more and compete globally.
Right, Naima. For example, countries like South Korea and Japan use protectionism to build up their manufacturing industry on the early stages until they come out as global giants later on.
Now, let's explore various barriers of foreign trade which can either promote or restrict trade between countries. Number 1, tariff. Tariff means taxes on imported goods, making the product more expensive. This helps protect local industries by encouraging consumers to buy domestic products rather than buying cheaper foreign alternatives. Number 2, that is called quotas. So, quotas set a limit on the number of imports. Once the limit is reached, no more of that product can enter into the country. This helps control supply and also protect local producers from being outcompeted.
And the third one is subsidies. Subsidies are financial support from the government to protect the local industries. They reduce production costs, allowing domestic goods to be sold more cheaply both home and abroad. And the fourth one is currency manipulation. Some countries intentionally devalue their currency to make their exports cheaper and more competitive globally. While this boosts exports, it can be seen as an unfair practice.
Dear audience, we have finally reached at the end of today's discussion. I hope you enjoyed and learned from today's broadcast. So, what we have discussed today, that is free trade, protectionism and how they impact in global economy.
Dear students, to enhance your understanding, I would recommend you to read the International Economics e-book available on the Bangladesh Open University website, or you can also read the International Economics book by H.L. Ahuja.
Thank you for staying with us today, dear learners, and if you face any problems, you are most welcome to reach us through email deanoffice.sob@gmail.com or via mail Office of the Dean, School of Business, Bangladesh Open University, Gazipur 1705. Thank you again. Keep learning.